In this video, I'm going to cover changes in factor demand and factor supply. What shifts the demand for labor? Number one, the price of the output. If the price of the product goes up, the worker that produces the product becomes more valuable to the company. Derived demand means that the demand for resources, so for labor in other words, is determined by the products they produce. Productivity of the worker. A more productive worker is more valuable to a business. A change in the price of other resources, so substitute resources. What happens to the demand for assembly line workers if the price of robots falls? The demand for those workers would likely fall. What happens to the demand for loggers if the price of lumber increases significantly? Again, the demand for those workers is likely to fall. Pause the video and identify the resource and then the shifter for each of these 6 scenarios. And here are the answers. What shifts the supply of labor? Other than wage, what influences your willingness and ability to get a job in a specific field? Your education and training, the availability of alternative options, immigration and mobility of workers, cultural expectations, working conditions, and preferences for leisure. Labor demand, supply, and changes in the equilibrium wage. Use these 3 steps to analyze the markets for lawyers. So, number 1, draw equilibrium. Number 2, identify what's going to shift. And then number 3, after the change, identify the new price and quantity. So number 1, if you're analyzing the market for lawyers, an increase in the demand for lawyers means demand would increase or shift to the right. Number 2, a decrease in the number of law schools means the supply of lawyers would shift to the left or fall. Number 3, a decrease in the price of software that performs the same tasks as lawyers. There would be a decrease in the demand for lawyers. Number 4, an increase in the number of students that attend law school. There would be an increase in the supply of lawyers. And a minimum wage of $15 an hour, there would be no change as the equilibrium pay for lawyers is far above a minimum wage of $15.